I'm Dr. Raymond Sinclair, and this is Senior Strength. I spent 26 years as a physical therapist working with adults in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. And if I told you that the single most powerful thing you can do to protect yourself from a fall is not a gadget and not a special pair of shoes, but a small change in the way you walk, you might be surprised. Maybe you have noticed your steps have grown a little shorter and flatter than they once were. Maybe you find yourself watching the floor as you go, or your feet seem to slide along instead of truly stepping, or you shuffle just a bit and catch a toe on a rug edge or a doorway strip. I want you to hear me clearly right at the start. That shuffle is not a sign that you are wearing out. In most cases, it is a specific changeable habit. Your walking pattern has quietly drifted, and it has a specific gentle answer. Today I am going to teach you the single most important change I know for walking safely again, the way your foot is meant to roll with every step, and a short follow-along routine built right around it to make that new pattern feel natural. Everything is senior safe. You can do the whole session holding onto your chair, and there is a version of every move for every ability, so nobody is left out. All you need is a sturdy chair or a kitchen counter to hold, a little clear space to take a few steps, and flat non-slip shoes or bare feet on a non-slip floor. So let's get you set up. Before we take a single step, let me explain why this happens, because once you understand it, the whole routine makes sense. A healthy step is really a graceful little roll. Your heel touches down first, your weight rolls smoothly forward through the middle of your foot, and then you push off from the ball of your foot and your big toe to carry yourself into the next step. And your arms swing gently to keep the rhythm and the balance. After 70, a few things quietly change that. The muscles that push you off, in your calves and hips, get a little weaker, your ankles get a little stiffer, and here is the biggest one. When we feel less sure of ourselves, we instinctively start to shuffle. We keep both feet close to the ground, we shorten our steps, and we land flat instead of heel first, because it feels safer. But here is the truth. Shuffling is actually less safe. A flat sliding foot has no roll and no push behind it, and a short, flat landing foot catches on the tiniest bump or rug. Add looking down at the floor, and your posture folds forward, which shortens your stride even more. So the unsteadiness is not damage. It is a learned, protective habit sitting on top of a little lost push-off. And a walking pattern at any age can absolutely be retrained. Your body is listening, and today we start. Let's begin with a gentle warm-up, and we do this one seated, so sit down toward the front half of your chair with your feet flat on the floor. We are simply going to wake up the parts of your feet and legs that do the walking. Lift the front of one foot, keeping your heel down, and tap your toes up and down a few times, then press that foot flat and lift just your heel, tapping the heel up and down. Toes tap, then heel tap, a nice easy pumping of the foot. Do that gently a few times on one foot, then switch to the other. This wakes up the muscles all along your shin and calf, the very muscles that lift your toes to clear the ground and push you off with each step, and it gets a little blood flowing before we ask them to work. Keep it slow and easy, and breathe naturally the whole time. Take a deep breath in, and slowly let it out. Now let's warm up the part of walking almost nobody thinks about. The way your weight shifts from one foot to the other. Every single step you take is really just moving your weight fully onto one foot so the other is free to swing forward. So let's practice it gently. You can stay seated with your feet flat, or, if you feel steady, stand tall behind your chair with both hands resting lightly on the back of it. Slowly shift your weight over onto your right side. Feel it settle into your right hip and your right foot. Pause for a moment, then slowly shift all the way over to your left. Right and left, smooth and unhurried, about 10 times. This gentle rocking is the hidden heart of every step. If you are standing, keep both hands on the chair and keep the shift small and comfortable. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Now it is time for the headline exercise, the number one change in today's whole session, and the single most important thing I can teach you for walking safely again. I call it the heel-to-toe rolling step, and it is simply teaching your foot to roll the way it is meant to, instead of landing flat and sliding. Let's learn it seated first. Sitting tall, feet flat, lift one foot slightly and set your heel down first, out in front of you. Then slowly roll your weight forward along the sole of your foot, through the middle, all the way up onto the ball of your foot and your big toe, as if you were about to push off into a step. Heel down, roll through, push off the toe. Do that slowly about 10 times on each foot. Once it feels familiar, stand tall behind your chair or at your kitchen counter, both hands lightly holding on, and take a few slow steps in place or forward, landing each foot heel first and deliberately rolling all the way through to push off your big toe. Exaggerate it. Heel, roll, push. This is the exact pattern the shuffle erased, and the move that gives it back to you. The one that does more for a safe, confident walk than anything else. Keep holding on, keep it slow, and if your foot or calf cramps at all, simply ease off, wiggle it loose, and go gentler. Feel your foot roll and push you forward. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Now let's add the second piece of a safe walk, and it is a beautifully simple one. Walking tall with your eyes up. Stand tall behind your chair, hands resting lightly on the back for safety. Imagine a gentle string at the very crown of your head drawing you upward, so you grow a little taller, chest softly open, shoulders relaxed down, and your gaze lifted to look straight ahead at the far wall, not down at your feet. Hold that tall, eyes forward posture, and take a few slow steps in place, keeping your head up the whole time. Do this easily for about 10 steps. Here is why it matters so much. When we look down at the floor, our whole upper body folds forward, our stride automatically shrinks, and we actually see obstacles later, not sooner, because our eyes are locked just in front of us instead of on the room ahead. Looking up straightens your posture, lengthens your stride, and lets you see the rug or the step coming in plenty of time. Lift your eyes and lift your walk. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. For our next move, let's work directly on lifting your feet clear of the ground with a move you may know, standing marches. Stand tall behind your chair, both hands resting on the back of it, feet about hip width apart. Now slowly march one knee up, lifting your foot a few inches clear of the floor. Then set it down with control and lift the other. Up and down, then the other side. Slow and steady, about 10 on each leg. This trains the muscles at the front of your hip and shin that lift your foot and clear it over the ground with each step. And a foot that lifts cleanly is a foot that does not catch on a rug, a threshold, or an uneven bit of pavement. So many trips come simply from a toe that did not quite rise. Keep both hands on your chair, stay tall, and if standing tires you, do this same march seated, lifting each knee in turn. It still trains the very same lift. Feel each foot rise and clear. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Now let's rebuild the length of your stride, because a longer, more confident step is a steadier one. Stand tall behind your chair, holding the back of it with one or both hands, feet together. Slowly step one foot forward, just a little farther than feels usual, but never so far that it strains. Landing on that heel and rolling through the way we practiced, then bring it back to meet the other foot. Step forward and roll, then back. Do about 8 on one leg, then switch. This is the move that undoes the shrinking, shuffling step. It teaches your body that a full, rolling stride is safe again. Keep every step within a comfortable reach. We are lengthening gradually, never lunging. Hold the chair the whole time. And if a standing stride feels like too much today, sit tall and simply slide one foot forward along the floor, heel leading, then draw it back. You are still teaching the same longer rolling step. Feel your stride open back up. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. For our last standing move, let's practice the two moments where most trips happen in real life: turning and stepping over something. Stand tall behind your chair with both hands on it. First, the safe turn. Instead of twisting on one foot, we are going to turn in a wide little arc, taking several small steps to bring ourselves around. Take 4 or 5 small steps to slowly turn yourself a quarter of the way around beside your chair, then small step back. Small steps, wide base, no sudden pivot. Then the safe step over. Imagine a low line on the floor in front of you, and holding your chair, march one foot up and clearly over it, then the other, lifting your knee so your foot rises well clear. Turning and stepping over are where a rushed, shuffling foot catches and a fall happens, so we practice them slow, tall, and clear. Keep both hands on your support the whole time. If standing to turn is too much, sit and practice the small stepping motion with your feet and the marching lift for the step over. Feel yourself turn and clear the ground with control. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Before we cool down, here is our finishing move, and it gathers the whole walk into one comfortable seated flow. So if standing has tired you, or you would simply rather stay in the chair, this is everything in one spot, and it is a real exercise, not a lesser one. Sit tall toward the front of your chair, feet flat on the floor. We are going to march and walk right here in the seat. Lift one knee, then the other, in a slow, steady marching rhythm. And now let your arms join in, swinging gently and naturally, opposite arm to opposite leg, just as they would if you were walking. March and swing, easy and rhythmic, for a slow count of about 20 steps. That arm swing is not decoration. Your arms set the rhythm and steady your whole body with every stride, and waking them up makes your real walking smoother and surer. Many of my patients do this seated marching walk every morning before they head out the door. Keep it gentle and breathe the whole way through. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Let's bring the session to a close with 2 gentle cool-down stretches, both seated, both soothing for the hard-working legs that carry you. The first eases the calf and the back of the leg, the push-off muscles that worked for you today. Sitting tall, straighten one leg out in front of you with the heel resting on the floor and the toes pointing up toward the ceiling. Now sit up a little taller and gently hinge forward from your hips, just a small way, until you feel a soft, pleasant stretch running up the back of your calf and your leg. Hold it there for about 20 to 30 seconds, breathing slowly and never forcing it, then switch and do the other leg. If reaching forward is uncomfortable, simply flexing your toes up towards you while the leg is straight gives you the same gentle stretch. This lengthens the muscles that push you into every step and often eases that tight, stiff feeling in the legs. Our very last movement is a gentle ankle settle to loosen everything down. Stay seated with both feet resting on the floor. Lift one foot slightly and slowly point your toes and the whole foot away from you. Then gently draw them back up toward you. Point and flex slow and easy a few times. And then finish with a few soft, slow ankle circles in each direction. Do the same with the other foot. This leaves your ankles loose and warm and your feet ready to carry you smoothly through your day. Never force any of it. Keep it soft and gentle. And with that, our session is complete. You just did something powerful. You relearned the heel-to-toe roll that a safe walk is built on. You lifted your posture and your eyes so your stride can open back up. You trained your feet to lift and clear the ground. You rebuilt the length of your step, and you practiced the 2 real-life moments, turning and stepping over, where trips so often happen. That is a complete walking session, and every part of it was chosen to be safe and doable for a body over 70. Now here is the plan going forward, because the secret is not doing this hard, it is doing it often. Do this session, or even just the heel-to-toe rolling step and the marches on their own, most days of the week. Little and often is what changes the way a person walks. Do it 3 or 4 times a week. And within 2 to 3 weeks, most of my patients tell me the same thing. Their steps feel longer and surer, they have stopped watching the floor, and that little shuffle and toe catch begins to fade. That is your walk coming back. The steady, confident stride that keeps you on your feet and living on your own terms. I have put this entire routine together for you. Every exercise name, the gentle rep counts, the form reminders, the seated alternatives, and a simple weekly progress tracker into a short, free guide. The link is in the description below this video and in the pinned comment. It costs nothing, and it will help you stay consistent and follow along between our sessions together. Before I let you go, I would love to hear from you in the comments. When you feel least sure on your feet while walking, is it more when you are turning around in a tight space like a kitchen, or more when the ground changes? A rug, a threshold, a bit of uneven pavement? Those 2 moments challenge your walk in slightly different ways, and knowing which one catches you out helps me guide you. Tell me below. I read every comment. And one last thing, which I always include because I truly mean it. Please check with your own doctor or physical therapist before starting any new exercise program. And especially if you use a cane or a walker, if you have any dizziness or lightheadedness when you stand or turn, if you have had recent surgery on your hips, knees, back, or feet, or if you have a balance condition your doctor is already managing, clear your space of loose rugs and cords first. Never practice near stairs. Keep that sturdy chair or counter beside you the whole time. Wear flat, non-slip shoes, and move only in a range that feels comfortable. Stop any exercise right away if you feel sudden or sharp pain, or if you feel dizzy. Sit down and rest. A gentle working feeling in the muscles is normal. Sharp pain or dizziness is your body asking you to pause and check in with the professional who knows your history. These movements are gentle and safe for most adults over 70, but your own picture matters most. If today's session helped your walk feel a little steadier and more sure underneath you, please subscribe to Senior Strength so you do not miss what comes next. Every episode is built for exactly where you are right now, not where you were 30 years ago, and not for anyone but you. I will see you in the next one.